welcome back to the How to Podcast series. We get to meet great people from around the world. When a Canadian leaves Canada, we get sad because they go to the U.S. and we're like, oh well. But hey, I get to talk to them, which is great. And Christina's here. We're going to be talking about her journey. You might know her as DJ Roman, but hey, she's here with us. We're going to have a great conversation. Christina, hey, welcome to the show. Glad to have you on the How to Podcast series. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm happy to be here to definitely discuss podcasting, one of my first loves.
Okay. What got you curious about podcasting to begin with?
Oh, wow. I think celebrity culture. I always was fascinated with celebrities. So I started my own podcast to discuss my opinion. It really started, my first episode was about Taylor Swift. She was getting a lot of backlash during Reputation era. And I feel like that was just one of her greatest, pieces of work, which she has surpassed herself, by the way. I'm a Swiftie, but I wanted to speak on that. So I got out my phone. I started speaking on it, and here I am today.
The one thing I'm a little bit older than you, which is okay. But one thing I do love about Taylor Swift is I loved on her tour how she did the 22 hat. I think that was like the coolest moment in every time she went on stage was to, how they danced down to the one person, took off the hat, gave the hug, all that stuff.
Yes.
I think that is a great sign for how to treat your audience, right? As podcasters, as content creators, musicians, singers, everyone in that arena, that stadium, whatever, they weren't jealous. They were cheering that person on for having time with Taylor. But Taylor, she probably wanted to do that for everybody, but she just picked one. And she treated that person like they were a superstar in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I took away from watching her, is if you and I could treat our audience the way she treats her audience, oh my gosh, like our show's going to grow, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I just love that 22 hat. That's great.
I think that's also just what makes her a superstar. I mean, for goodness sakes, this year alone, she just sold, 4 million copies with The Life of a Showgirl. So a lot of people love her because she's like what a superstar should be.
All right. What else about her do you find inspiring?
Her song lyrics, and the way she knows how to use poetry. Like The Fate of Ophelia is about Ophelia and Hamlet, how Ophelia ended up drowning. But in the song, she said, you saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. She's talking about Travis Kelce, her NFL boyfriend for the Chiefs. So I liked how she put the Shakespeare poetry in a song. So she's a very good lyricalist, and she's a very great visionary and a poet.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to love about T Swift, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you been a Swiftie for a long time then?
Oh, I've been a Swiftie since Teardrops on My Guitar. So I've been here for a while.
Okay.
Yes, I absolutely adore Taylor Swift.
Okay, so you've earned your spot. All right, good.
Yes.
I like it. All right, so Taylor, if you're listening, hey, reach out. We'd love to talk to you sometime. Come on, get her on your show, right? Come on.
It would be amazing.
That'd be all right.
That would be amazing to have her on there. And don't forget, her boyfriend has his own podcast, New Heights. So you never know. You may get him on the show to talk about, how to podcast for, sports stuff.
Well, I think you're going to have a better chance than I will. But yeah, no, I like that, though. I'm going to put that out there. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about your show. Like, what's it about? Who's it for? All that great stuff, because we got people listening and they're looking for a new show to fall in love with. Talk about your show.
Okay, well, my show originally started out as Red Room Radio. It was about, entertainment. I did a lot of topics on music, film, and I also interviewed authors. But now it's the Cristina Santiago Podcast because I am shifting into true crime, which is one of my favorite genres. I'm one of those friends that you're 9 times out of 10 when you contact me in my free time, I'm watching a true crime documentary on YouTube or Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, whichever, streaming
Yeah.
platform I'm feeling at the moment. But I like, true crime. And when I was really little, I wanted to be like, an agent, and things of that nature. So I've always been interested in crime. And yeah, I think it's time for me to transition to that genre. I've done a lot of entertainment topics. I've interviewed a lot of great people, but yeah, I'm excited for the next chapter of podcasting.
Okay, so all right, we gotta dig into this a little bit. What is the appeal for true crime? A lot of the women in my life that I know, they love true crime. Like it is their thing.
Yes.
What is it about it for you that you're just like that's so engaging for you that makes you want to follow true crime podcasts?
Well, it's the horror and mystery. I am a horror fan.
Okay.
Very much a fan of Halloween. So,
Yeah.
but when it comes to true crime, it's the mystery behind it. It's the fact that it actually happened in real life, and you get to wonder like what is wrong with these people. Like you want to tap into that. What were they thinking? What makes someone want to be a monster so bad to do all these cruel things to people? But you also want to, pitch in as if you're Velma, Daphne, Freddie, not Shaggy and Scooby
Yeah.
because all they did was eat. But you want to kind of solve the mystery. And that's what it is too. It's like really thinking you could pinpoint like how it started and who the criminal is and things of that. So it's the horror and mystery behind it.
The one thing I think that really is interesting about true crime is the story,
Oh
right?
yes.
There's a story there, right? And everyone loves stories.
Oh yes.
And I think that's one of the things that make people are attracted to. And I think podcasters that are listening, no matter what your show is about, you need story in your podcast. You got to bring stories in because people really love to connect with that. Any kind of storytelling podcast, true crime, whatever, it's the story that brings people back, I think.
Absolutely. Like the recent true crime I watched was it was two friends and one of the friends was catfishing her friend as a boyfriend from social media. And you get to wonder, like, what is in the mind?
Wait a
This
minute.
is supposed to be your best friend, and you're catfishing her as her social media boyfriend, but turns out the best friend was secretly in love with her. But it led to tragedy because the friend ended up turning her down. She ended up murdering her, just horrific. I mean, even the
Wow.
family was horrified because you can't imagine that. That's not normal. That's insane.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, there's,
diving deep into topics like that because I just don't want to like cover it. I want to give my perspective on it, like just dive deep into like because it's just mind boggling.
yeah. How did you learn podcasting? Like, what was it for you that, did you just jump in? I'm just going to do this and just see what happens? Or how'd you learn how to do what you do now?
Well, it started from watching Martin with Martin Lawrence. He was
Oh,
the
yeah.
radio DJ, so he had the mic and he was talking to the people. So, and that's another thing. I used to mimic him. I used to act like I had an audience and I was talking on my, headphone set. When I was younger, a little girl
Yeah.
and I had a big imagination at that time. But it played a fundamental role to where I am now. And that's kind of why I picked that up off. But of course, since then, I've listened to a lot of podcasts and took a lot of pointers from their approaches, how they approach the topic, how they approach the intro, how they develop the discussion out of just a simple word, things like
Hmm.
that. So I take notes.
What's the most fun thing about your show that you love when you come on the mic and you get to do what you do? What's the one thing that you just love the most about your show?
Learning something new.
Hmm.
Um, yes, because I've interviewed a lot of people, and my favorite thing was having them on to just basically talk and I learned something new from them. I didn't mention this earlier in the beginning, but I'm actually pursuing my doctorate, my PhD in communication. So I have a deep love for communication. And that was
Wow.
just, it's just always my favorite thing to do, is just to talk to people. Because, just for instance, I learned you're a Canadian,
Yeah.
near Niagara Falls. So that was amazing, for me, because Vanity Six, with Vanity, with Prince Prodigy, Vanity is from Niagara Falls. So,
Yeah.
love Denise, one of my idols, by the way, very beautiful, talented woman. So it's just the little things like that, because it
Right.
resonated with me, because I have well, I feel like I have a connection with Vanity, from Vanity Six, with Denise, and she's
Yeah.
from Niagara Falls. When you brought that up, I thought of Vanity.
There you go. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. The one thing how we connected was through Podmatch. Uh, talk about being a guest on shows and why that's important for you and for your show.
Well, I wanted to give a major shout out to Alex for developing a
Hmm.
system like that has allowed me to come across amazing guests, and for me to be featured on a lot of podcasts. And I just think that whole, mm, how can I say this? It's like hmm a community. I look at
Yeah.
Podmatch as a community. So I'm just meeting different people in the community, and we're sharing pointers, we're getting to know each other, and things of that nature. So it's like a community, and just meeting different people in the community, having our own little party per each
Okay.
podcast. You know,
Okay. So beyond Taylor Swift, what other music are you into? What are you loving? What are you doing right now?
oh, I love all music genres. Ooh, I have so many music artists, but I will say my top five would be Nicki Minaj, Taylor
Hmm.
Swift, Rihanna, Beyonce, and Sabrina Carpenter. Now she's really
Really?
grown on me as an
Okay.
artist. So I definitely have her in my top five now. Man's Child, and then Tears dropped, recently, and she did a really good job, and she's becoming very, very great with her music videos. But yes, those would be my top five. And I
Okay.
just love talented women. I love how they perform. I've been to the tours. So yes, I'm very much a pop culture fan, because it's not just music. A lot of them, they do photography, and I love seeing the magazine outcomes. I love the whole celebrity superstardom, because they understand that Marilyn Monroe and Diane Curl, Elizabeth Taylor opened the door for them, and they still keep up with the celebrity stardom role, as they should, because a lot of celebrities don't.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's nice to see someone still have that Hollywood in them.
Do you have guests on your show?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So beyond like you have Podmatch, but how else are you finding guests for your podcast?
Oh, yes. I've came across a lot of other guests going to networking events. I even had someone come on the show that I met at a Drake tour. Yeah, it was at Madison Square Garden, and I had met him at the Drake tour, and then I ended up bringing him on my show. So if it's not Podmatch, it's someone that I met out networking or at an event, which
Good.
is one of the big things of that benefits podcasters, whether you're a beginner, whether you're a pro, or whether you're making a comeback, re-entering. Networking can lead you to scoring guests for your show.
Yeah. Just getting out there, being in the community, like being around people that you are interested in. That's always good, right?
Yes. I went to a book networking event, and I scored an author for my show. So I
Huh?
think just, yeah, attending events, because it's not necessarily just attending a networking event where, it's strictly that. It's just attending any event in general, and having that natural networking ability that can land you a guest for your show. So definitely communication, communication, communication.
What's the goal for your show? What do you hope this is going to lead you to?
This new start with true crime, I'm hoping it leads me to definitely making an impact in the true crime community, bringing a new flavor and aspect to um, journalism investigation. So, yeah, because
Okay.
that's one of the things that I studied during my undergrad was investigative journalism. So being able to actually partake in that is very cool to me. So I really do want to make an impact in basically, investigative journalism.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. The big thing about podcasting is just the community side of it too. Like for
Yes.
your listeners, do you have any tips for people that are listening as new podcasters on how to build a community around your show?
Absolutely. This is very important. This is why Facebook groups, Tumblr groups, and Twitter X groups, communities exist. Join one, you know, engage with people. And like I'm in so many entertainment groups on all three of these platforms, and I engage with a lot of people throughout the day. I've even sent, this is how I was able to send a lot of people links to my podcast. So definitely join groups. A community is going to get you far. Now,
Right.
a lot of people, and then the best thing is, even if you're an introvert, if you're shy, it's virtual reality, so it's different. You're behind a screen, so you'll be
Yeah.
able to engage with people better, even if you don't want to go out in the real world and network with people at events. Use social media as a tool to engage and communicate with people to bring them to your show. It's a great
Okay.
approach.
Yeah. Do you have a way for listeners and viewers to kind of connect with you, like through the podcast, or can they reach out to you? How do people talk to you for as a listener?
Hmm. Well, it really depends because I'm in a lot of group chats on
Okay.
Twitter, X, so I communicate with a lot of people there. But if someone wants to reach out to me, they can always send me a DM, or
Yeah.
they can always send me an email, which is radioredroom@gmail.com. But
Okay.
other than that, even if they respond to a comment I made, or a post I made online, I'm going to engage with them. But the link to my podcast is going to be linked to my social media where they'll be able to find it.
Yeah, because there's one of the tools that I'm using on my show is called SpeakPipe. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Oh no. Enlighten me, please.
Yes, it's SpeakPipe. So SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com. There's a free plan and then there's a paid plan. But the free plan the paid plan allows people to leave you a voice message. So there's a link, they
Oh,
click the link, it opens a microphone on their phone or their computer, whatever, and they can leave you a voice message. It comes to you in an email. You can listen to it. You can download it, like you can actually get a copy of it and then put it in your show as like feedback or, comments from a listener. And then you can actually reply to it as well with your voice. And you can have a voice conversation with a listener. And it's easy for them to do that. I set it up about a year ago, and I'm getting messages like almost every second day now from my audience reaching out and leaving me messages. So that's a really great tool for you if you want to get kind of people, on your show, and I can call into your show and leave a message, and then you can maybe play it on the show or whatever. It's really a great way to engage with the people who listen to your content.
I'm actually happy you brought that up. I definitely want to try that. I feel like a lot of people will probably have some concerns and want to leave, messages with the true crime episodes that I do. So
Yeah,
I thank
yeah,
you. Thank you for
yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's speakpipe.com is the name of the website. Again, it's totally free. There's a free version. They give you like, I don't know if it's like 90 seconds or something they can record, and then it just cuts off or something like that. But the paid plan has like 5-minute messages, and it's not that expensive. All I did was say to my audience, if you want me to have longer recording time, then if you can help me, if you can support the show, then I'll get the upgrade to that plan, and my audience pays for it. I don't even have to pay for it. It's great.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy that you told me about that. I definitely want to try that.
Yeah. What about are you making money through your show yet?
Yes. Well,
Oh, talk about that.
I was making a pretty penny through Patreon, but I really got my monetization through Spotify for podcasters. So that's like
Okay.
a great thing. And I also have my radio show, Red Room Radio, where I'm getting paid through advertising, and then
Nice.
Twitter X, seeking gotten monetization from there. So it's been very good being able to have a lucrative extra stream of income with using my voice.
Is the goal then for you to make enough money from your podcast that it pays for more and more things for you then?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. So it's been a journey, but I'm happy to have something. Something is better than nothing. I will always say that.
I talked about the fact that my audience is helping to pay for my speak pipe. I'm using Buy Me a Coffee as a way for me to get people to sponsor my show.
Okay.
And it's a way for people to give you like a $5 donation or sponsorship for your podcast. And I've made a bunch of money through that. Really, really works really well for the audience. If they just want to say, hey, love your show, here's $5, here's $10, here's $20. It's really easy, and my audience really, really likes it. So that's another one to think about.
Yes.
Buymeacoffee.com.
Definitely. I will also like to say for the people, that's listening, that's thinking about doing a podcast, definitely use SpeakPipe and Buy Me a Coffee. Definitely add those links in there, because I will when I come back into doing true crime. So
Yeah.
yes, because I definitely
Well,
want to do a complete shift.
yeah.
I've been working on cover art and the direction I'm going to take. So implementing new links is very helpful as well. So I feel like
So
I have learned a lot.
there you go. It's good. Now, okay,
Definitely
so
have learned.
when you're making the switch from an entertainment based podcast to true crime, are you going to end the entertainment podcast and start a brand new show? Or are you going to just change the show you have and your audience is going to move to the new content? How are you going to make this switch?
That was the hardest decision I had to make, but I'm going to, because I have already built my audience with
Yeah.
my podcast. That's why I already shifted from Reverend Radio to the Cristina Santiago podcast. But
Okay.
I'm just gonna have a new cover on
Yep.
there, and just hoping for the best that they'll roll with me once I launch out the episodes, and go from there. But
Yeah.
each episode, I'm also contemplating on each episode being video, now.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
but I know for sure each episode will be promoted with a unique true crime cover photo. So I'm excited about that too, because I feel like that's another thing that helps with podcasting is cover photos
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely.
Definitely on
And
YouTube too.
yes, and
Yeah.
Chat GTP helps.
Yep.
And being image creator is a very good tool. But if you want to do the traditional way, you can always hit up an artist and they can create you a cover. But I just prefer Chat GPT because it's fast, and I have control over it as well. And I
Yeah.
like AI. AI is a very good tool.
I've been using Perplexity a lot right now for my AI. There's a lot of great things out there that are really working well for podcasters, and a lot of cool things made just for podcasters, which are kind of cool as well.
Yes, but I just also, don't you agree that AI is kind of like very cost effective for podcasters versus reaching out to an artist who has like a pricey, you know, price range
Yeah.
and stuff. So, but yes,
Yeah, yeah. I think that's really good. How many episodes of the entertainment part of your podcast have you done?
50, over 50
Okay.
episodes
Okay.
so
Good.
far,
That's a
because a
lot.
lot of things that I've done in the past don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and I had rebranded again in 2020. I wouldn't say rebranded, because I would say in 2023 I started doing more guest interviews, because from 2019 up to 2023 it was just solo, basically like topics and just me. But 2023, I started interviewing guests, having guests on the show. So the ones that did solo don't really, they're hidden, but the ones that are out with guests, they're public. So I technically have more, but what's public is over 50.
Okay. What's the hardest thing for you to do for your podcast? The one thing you're just like, oh, this is so difficult. I wish I didn't have to do this part.
Editing.
What's the thing? Editing. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I am not a fan of editing. But I'm getting better at it though. I
Okay.
will say that. I will say
What?
that. It's just
what
so dreadful having to. It's not necessarily the edit. It's also making sure the audio is clear and perfect as
yeah.
I want it to be, and everything is falling into place exactly how I want it from the intro to the ad placements. Like, so I would say that it's the composing it, because I
Yeah.
wanted to have a great flow.
Yeah. The audience is going to like it too. What are you using to do your editing with?
I use 11 Labs, which is
Oh,
another AI tool
yeah.
for clear audio. I like to send it through, run it by there again. Then I also use Movie Maker to
Huh.
edit out my videos, and then add the transitions in there and add in
Okay.
the ad placements in the intro and the outro.
You got this all figured out.
Yes, and
You
it's
do
all
it all
very
yourself?
cost effective, by the way.
Yeah. You're doing it all yourself?
Yes.
Wow. There you go. That's really good. Yeah, I've been using Canva for my video editing. It's actually pretty interesting. It works pretty good. And I use Canva for a bunch of other stuff, but I've been playing around with their video editing. It's not the best, but it works. So
Yes, I
yeah,
use Canva for promotional videos.
yeah.
Yeah, it works, and then CapCut as well.
hmm
Mostly use that when I need to promote some content, but like when it comes to the editing, it's like definitely Movie Maker.
So you're on Twitter X. I
At
guess we can call it Twix. Yeah, yeah.
at
What's your
Roman
handle there?
Fordor.
Okay. Beyond Twitter X, what else is your next go-to platform? What are you really seeing good return on your time?
So far, it's been Twitter X. I haven't had
Oh yeah,
anything really surpass Twitter right now. I just feel like Twitter is just like perfect for podcasters and journalists. And I think that's why it works out for me the best. Is because
okay,
that's who I am. So the
yeah,
the platform actually matches who I am as a person, if that makes
yep.
sense.
So if you're going to get into more video, though, where do you think you're going to go
Ooh.
for the video part?
TikTok.
Okay. Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Because I think TikTok is a great app for videos, which that would be like more next year. That I will put
yeah.
I'm gonna have my true crime content on TikTok.
Are you going to do like long form episodes on TikTok or just shorter clips?
Shorter clips to promote the episodes.
Are you going to do full video of the whole episode on like YouTube or something as well, or just clips?
I'm thinking about it. I'm just not really a big fan of YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I haven't really used YouTube in a while, but possibly, maybe. It,
okay,
it wouldn't it wouldn't hurt, especially with true crime, with with. Yeah, I think I will now that you brought it up, because I watch a lot of true crime documentaries. So it would make sense putting a documentary that I analyzed and investigated, on YouTube, and kind of, how you can do a YouTube short to link it with
yeah.
the actual video. Then yeah, I could see myself, definitely doing YouTube shorts more.
Because it's
Sure.
kind of the same format as TikToks, right? So you can just bring it over to YouTube and post it there as well.
Yes.
There's a chance for you to be found, right?
Yes.
By doing that. So, yeah, yeah. My YouTube channels have been doing pretty good. They're not like super famous or anything, like blowing up, but people find my show and then they come over to Apple or Spotify or whatever, and then they listen. So, I'm primarily most of my stuff is audio, but I find that my guests want more video. So I've been creating more and more video as well. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I
interesting. I think
prefer
things are changing.
I think because the original style of podcasting was like audio, so I
Yeah,
prefer audio podcasts as well. Those are my favorite because it's like the traditional way, but I do like video podcasts too.
yeah,
So I've done a couple and I'm still contemplating on if I want the my true crime episodes to be video, but I it depends. It all depends. We'll see
yeah.
from there. We'll see.
How can we make podcasting more attractive for younger people to get into? Because I said, like I told you, I'm old. How do we get younger people in here so they don't all look like me and sound like me? We need some young people in here. What do we do to get people interested in podcasting?
Oh, you to get the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha come up, it's definitely going to be incorporating the new people into podcasting. What I mean by that is like studying the new upcoming artists, the new younger actors, the the your new Disney stars, your new
Yeah,
um yeah, just embracing the new people coming up in Hollywood, or just your new younger sports players who just entered, college,
yeah,
that's playing on what's a famous college team, like your new quarterback on the Carolina, Panthers, talking about him versus instead of, just talking about Travis Kelsey or something all the time. So I
yeah.
feel like that's the way to bring them in. You have to definitely talk about people that's in their age range or close to their age range, something like that,
Okay,
because that's
all
how
right.
they're going to gravitate to you.
I like it. When you do your true crime podcast, are you going to be doing like one episode about one true crime case and then moving on to the next? Or are you going to do like a series and do many episodes around one story? How are you going to do that show?
I was definitely the first option, different cases.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
also want to go through, you know, just also the because I'm in Arkansas right now, go through cases that's actually happening in Arkansas, and going on the scene and stuff, and seeing, the area for myself and like what happened in those
Hmm.
places. So definitely things like that. I would, if we serious wise, I could do an Arkansas series, but other
Yeah.
than that, each episode would definitely be investigating a different case.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So, and you're going to rebrand that part of your new podcast under your name. Is that right?
Yes, the
Okay.
Cristina Santiago podcast will soon be strictly true crime,
There you go.
which I will
It's amazing.
also still have guests on there, where we will break down each what's happening in the case.
Okay.
Each thing that stands out to us, we'll talk about it.
I like it a lot. Talk about Live 365 for the radio station again, too. Like, that's been around for a long time.
Yes.
This platform. What do you love about it? Like, why are you there? What's it do for you?
Well, it's where my DJ side comes to life. And shout out to Live 365 for having this platform. But
Hmm.
I have mixes on there that I have done on the radio show. You also get paid for advertising and ad placements. So that's dope. And yeah, that's just where DJ Roman gets to come alive in,
All right.
if that makes
Okay.
sense. So I
Okay.
thoroughly enjoy it.
All right. And how long have you had that?
Oh, it's going until Live 365 doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. But you've been doing this for a while there, though, right?
I actually got my radio station this year.
Oh, good.
Because I wanted to change the name of my podcast, but I needed Red Room Radio needed a home. So I was like,
Hmm.
wow, Live 365 would be perfect.
Nice. Cool. I like that. And so you're doing that at the same time as doing your podcast.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I love it. This is great. So for those people who want to come follow your journey and do all the things to watch you as you change your podcast over into true crime, where do you want to send everybody to come and follow you and be a part of that journey for your new show?
Twitter, at Roman Four Door, because
Okay.
not only do I do podcasts and stuff, I do crypto, so I'm in the crypto community. Um,
Nice.
Shout out to Ball. Ball was created by Scottie Pimpin. It's We have Tyrese in there, we have Quincy in there, and then we have a lot of people in the community. We
Nice.
have the rundown. It's very amazing. The crypto community, a lot of them listen to my podcast as well. So
Nice.
I'm very thankful for them. And it's been
Wow.
very fun because I'm hosting a ball trivia next Friday. So that's
Okay.
dope on Twitter X, with Twitter X Spaces, which is another, if you want to also add in another communication channel for your podcast, definitely try Twitter Spaces. Those are good
Cool.
as well.
All right. Getting lots of great
And
advice.
I
You
have
got your hands are everywhere. You got something going on everywhere. I love it.
Yes, I like to stay busy. You know,
Yeah.
um I feel like if you're, as a woman, if you're not like a mother, because when you become a mother, your energy and your love and everything goes to your children. But when
Right.
you're not a mother, I mean, it's best for you to stay busy and do a lot of things and learn a lot of things and travel to a lot of places, especially as a podcaster, because you can go somewhere and get a lot of inspiration, which is another great thing that I will recommend to anyone in podcasting is inspiration, inspiration. Creating mood boards. A lot of people call them vision boards. I call them a mood board because it could be a mood board for an episode that you're thinking about, or
Yeah.
a mood board for a series that you want to bring to your show, or a mood board for a certain celebrity guest you want to manifest to have on your show. But inspiration is going to help you as a podcaster because it's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you inspired. It's going to keep
Yeah.
you moving forward. It's going to keep you focused. And all the good things that a podcaster needs.
I'm glad we connected through Alex and his team and Podmatch, and it's great to have you on the show and chat through your podcast. I love seeing what you're doing with your show and that you're making that big switch from entertainment to true crime. This is going to be really fun to watch and fun to be a part of as a listener.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait to have you on an episode.
Come on.
I would
Come
love to
on.
have
Really?
I would
You
love
get
to
this
have you
old guy on there?
episode.
I like it. I love it.
What
Well, you
when
are.
it comes to true crime, like what
Yeah.
kind of, so I'll know in advance, because I don't like to throw things on people. I like to give them something they can resonate or relate to. So when it comes to true crime, like what typically do you like? Like, you know,
Yeah. I got to think about this. There's a lot of different stuff I'd be interested in talking about.
okay.
Yeah, you're going to have to make me think about this. I'm going to have to come up with a plan. I like it. We'll work on it. I like it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely we have to keep in touch because I would definitely love to have you on there.
Yeah, you're very fun to talk to. You just, I can tell that you light up a room for sure, right? And the room's going to be red if you show up. But yeah, you light up a room. I like it.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Cool. All right, everyone. All information as always in the show notes. Go and support a fellow podcaster, radio, everything you want to know. Cristina, she's got it covered. So you got somebody in your corner. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. It was really fun having you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast all the way through to the end. I love having these great guest co-hosts on the show to share their podcast with you. You have some homework to do. And what I'm asking of you is to go check out our featured guest co-host today. Go over and listen to their podcast. The links are always in the show notes. And I'd love for you to go and give them your love and support. And I think if we can all do that for each other, podcasting will be a lot more fun for all of us. So it's time to do what you've asked others to do for you. It's time to do for this guest co-host. Links in the show notes. Go over and check out their show and leave them a review, do the follow, go listen to their episodes in full, the entirety of an episode, which again shows to the apps that it's a good podcast because you're going there and you're staying to the end. It's probably one of the best ways you can help a podcaster grow their audience and be shown to more people is by simply going and listening wherever you listen to the very end, like you're doing right now here. This is the perfect way to signal to wherever you're listening on, this is a podcast worth promoting. And all of the apps want you to stay on as long as possible. So go over and listen to our guest co-host episode and leave them some feedback. If they have a buy me a coffee, send them a coffee. If they have a speak pipe, send them a voice message. If they have an email, send them an email. If they're on Instagram, send them a direct message. Do something to support our guest co-hosts. They've given up their time to be here with you, to be here with me, and we can give that back to them with time and attention, our love, our support. Thank you for doing all that for me as well. Here on the How to Podcast series, we'll talk to you soon for our next episode. Hey, it's Dave. I'm still here. You're still here. Great. Thanks for being part of the podcast and listening to this episode. I love bringing on guests. And that brings up a question that I've been asked. Dave, do you have a guest intake form where people sign off and give permission to release the episode and you give them all the details about the podcast? Some people do this, and that's fine. The podcast lawyer, Gordon Firemark, is a great resource for you to go check out if you want a release form for your guest. I've done over 2,000 episodes now across all my 9 different podcasts. I've never, to date, I've never had an issue with a release form, or I don't ask my guests to fill in anything. I do a pre-interview with all my guests, which kind of alleviates the need to have some kind of documentation, I find, for my shows. But do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to do an intake form, make it a part of your process for somebody who wants to be a guest on your show, then great, do that. Whatever serves you on your show, then do that. Make whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you're going to take the content of your guest's interview and turn it into a chapter in your new book you're working on, you need to get permission. Those are their words on your show. So you don't want to just take them and quote them in your new book without giving any credit to your guest. So keep that in mind. There's some things when you think about what you're going to do with your content after the fact. If you're going to use any of your guest information, any of their words, their comments, their thoughts, their teachings, their inside secrets, their book, any of that stuff, you would need to have some form of filled out that you are allowed to use their content. So I would point you towards Gordon Firemark. He's the podcast lawyer. Just type that into Google, you'll find him. And you will find a great bunch of resources there. I'm in Canada, and we are not super litigious, as we don't go after people like our friends in the US tend to do. Broad statement there, I realize. In Canada, we don't seem to do that as much, so it hasn't come this way for us. So I don't have that set up. I don't have a lawyer on staff for this podcast or any of my other shows. So yeah, anyway, so do what you feel you need to do for your content and for the future of your content. But I don't have any kind of forms at all for my guests. You can ask any of them. I haven't put them through any of that. I just do a pre-interview. And we talk through the podcast in that form, and that's the permission I need to move forward with the podcast. So if you have any questions about setting up guest interviews and you haven't done it before, you're a little nervous about being a host and interviewing a guest, reach out anytime. You and I can have a virtual coffee together, talk through your process, how you're going to do your show, and maybe I can give you a few tips to help you make it as easy as possible when you start. Howtopodcast.ca. Thanks for being here, guys. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.